game trollers, and welcome back to the Game Troller Prime channel. Yes, coming back with commentary. I haven't done commentary video in a while, as I said, due to technical difficulties. So, yeah, but in this video, I'm gonna be covering my thoughts on the DC extended slash cinematic universe. And the main topic is, should they reboot the series or, try and change some things? Should they make changes, big changes to the series and try and rectify the quote unquote mistakes they made with the previous movies? So, as a avid WWE, avid slash hardcore WWE and comic book fan, I can understand a lot about this kind of situation, with people making changes that upset some people, or like getting disappointed because something isn't up to your expectations or preferences and everything like that. I know how that really rolls. And I always try to be in the middle of the spectrum. I don't want to hate the thing way too much, and I don't want to love it and not accept its flaws. Right? I don't want to like over exaggerate the flaws that they had. I don't want to overreact or oversell the flaws that something has, but at the same time, I don't want to just completely ignore the flaws and say, "Oh, the flaws actually make it better" and everything like that. Like it's different, it's changing, it's not what we imagined it to be, so that makes it good. I'm not like that. I was trying to be in the middle of everything. I can understand the flaws, but I still accept it as being something that is there and is good. Well, not good, but decent. So going to the actual films, the currently free released DC cinematic universe movies are, of course, Man of Steel, Batman vs Superman, and Suicide Squad. I just got in a bit of an argument with a couple of my friends about the flaws that I think uh, BVS and Suicide Squad had. They interpreted it as, I say the movie sucks. I never said that, by the way. Just so you know. I see a lot of flaws in these things, but it doesn't completely ruin the thing for me. Like, say, example, Guardians of the Galaxy. Just recently saw it after the first time. Yes, I know, I'm a bit late. I can't go to the theaters and I don't buy DVDs. Shut up. Uh, I just recently saw that movie. I loved the movie. Two major complaints. One, there was too much 80s stuff. It almost felt like an Adam Sandler movie most of the time, because the comedy plus 80s music everywhere just made it feel that way when it isn't. I don't know. I just didn't really enjoy it as enjoy that aspect of it. And Batista as Drax, I thought it was weird. I'm not gonna say it was bad, but at the same time, it wasn't that good. Like, it was just really weird seeing Batista actually say lines like that. Like, hearing Batista talk like that was just a bit weird and not. I don't know what the word is. Just not. It was weird. That's all I can really say about that. But me complaining about those two things, I never said that I hate the movie. I love the movie. I just feel like two things sort of gets rid of a lot of the enjoyment of the movie, but I never said I hated the movie. So yeah, so of course, going back to Man of Steel, Batman vs Superman, and Suicide Squad, collectively they've made $2 billion worldwide. They've been doing really well, but all of them have gotten under 60% ratings on Rotten Tomatoes. So that means under 60% of a lot of the critics gave it a bad to mediocre review. Um, so, as I was saying earlier, they're overselling and over exaggerating at the changes and the flaws of the movies. Like, say, BVS. Lex Luthor's character was a very Like, it didn't really feel like the Lex Luthor we all know and love, right? He was just some crazy billionaire guy that like peed in jars of tea and like it was just like crazy, like God versus man, and oh, man can't kill God, so the devil will do it, and all that kind of stuff. Like, it was very cheesy and very not good. Like, I didn't like Lex Luthor, right? He wasn't good. Like, he was really different, and he just didn't feel like Lex Luthor. Like, he felt like, say if they made, I don't know, like, he pretty much is the equivalent of campy Batman versus dark and serious Batman. Dark and serious Batman is the Batman we all know and love, right? Well, at least a lot of us know and love and appreciate that Batman. Over campy Batman, who, is like an aspect of Batman, but it's not exactly the greatest aspect of Batman, if you understand what I mean. So, um, we all know about Dark and Broody Batman. He's been in a lot. He's been one of the main, like, he's that personality trait. His that dark and grimy personality is the most recognizable, and he's been in all the movies, and all that kind of stuff. So we know that one more. We understand the grim Batman, whereas campy Batman, a lot of the time it's either cringy or that kind of stuff. So, like, that's the equivalent of just Lex Luthor. He was just a really crazy, and yeah. The changes to Batman, making Batman use guns. Like, I can accept Batman killing. I don't feel there's like a proper written rule that Batman should never ever kill. Like, I mean, they say he shouldn't, but the main thing is that he doesn't use guns. Like, a gun was used to kill his parents. A gun is like the symbol of crime, oppression, and pain. Like, and war and like chaos and everything. And also, guns are just too easy for him, and it doesn't provide a suitable challenge for him. A lot of these elements to why he doesn't use guns, but he never really says, "Oh, I don't kill." Like, a lot of the time, pretty much every single movie incarnation has killed. You know, Even the Nolan verse, where he does say he has a no kill rule, he has killed. Yeah, he did kill Harvey Dent. Sure, it was probably by accident or whatever. They never really explained, but he did kill Harvey Dent. He did leave Ra's al Ghul to die, and he was quote unquote responsible for Bane and Talia dying, even though he wasn't really, sorta. But especially Bane, like Catwoman was the one who killed him and everything. But it was his bike, and he was there. So yeah. Talia he did sort of kill, but I'm assuming not. He was just trying to stop the thing. Like, he kills when it's really, really, truly necessary. Like that. This is why I really like the Nolan verse. Batman '89, Keaton Batman. He killed all the time. Yeah, he always killed. 60s Batman, I think, actually killed some people. Like the whole massive bat bomb thing. Yeah. A Fairwack, his comic book incarnation, has killed as well. He has killed, but his main rule is that he doesn't use guns. Like, very rarely will you see Batman actually kill somebody with a gun. Like his early Bob Kane incarnation, where they didn't actually know what they were doing. Like, they didn't know what they were doing with this character. It was just a new character and everything. Like Batman, Superman. Back in the day, he always he had just crazy powers. He had mind control and everything. Like, they really debuffed him nowadays. In the modern in modern times, he's been a lot very debuffed, but still as OP. Like Superman and Batman, they made changes to them over time that made sense, and then it shaped up their characters away from their original incarnation, which is another thing. People say with the Lex Luthor incarnation, oh, he was in the comics, or oh, that it's not completely original and everything. He was in the comics and everything. That's the equivalent of saying, if you like, that's not never really true. Like, if it's like, sure, a lot of people always argue, it was from the comics, so it's good. Well, Sure, but it also matters if that comic wasn't actually good too. Like say New 52, Harley Quinn in Suicide Squad. She, well, spoilers, I guess. She has her blue and red outfit, garb, get up, whatever. She was put into the vat of chemicals by Joker, sort of, but not really. I honestly don't know what that really did. I think that just bleached her skin and made her immune to poisons and all that because that's what Joker. I think possibly it's like deadened pains or something. Like she can't get hurt as easily. I'm not sure. Whereas back in the day, before New 52, she got her poison resistance powers and everything from Poison Ivy, who was her, BFF back in the day, and she was just a normal girl in a clown outfit that was crazy, and was in love with the Joker. That's pretty much her origin story. But a lot of people don't like her New 52 role. She's just a female Deadpool in DC. Like that's what people really call her in the New 52, and they don't really like her in the New 52. So saying Harley Quinn, Suicide Squad Harley Quinn was based off the New 52 incarnation, so that means it's good because it's from the comics. You're not really making much sense there. But that's what I'm trying to say. Like Lex Luthor, people say Lex Luthor, he was like that in the comics. He was like that in the Christopher Reeve movies. Well, not many people like the Christopher Reeve movies, especially nowadays. Like General Zod, and Faora and whatever died from just falling down a small cliff or something, or if taking like he using his S shield to like turn into a plastic tarp thing that traps people, and being able to go around the earth and go back in time, and like just a lot of things in the Christopher Reeve movies not many people like. So saying that Lex Luthor is based off the BVS, well, BVS Lex Luthor is based off the Christopher Reeve ones, as a young and not unmoralized, unmatured Lex Luthor, that doesn't really, what's the word I'm trying to look for? Redeem that BVS's Lex Luthor. But what was my point again? Like blindly loving the thing and saying the changes are good. It's just it never really. It just makes you feel like much of a fanboy or just like blind to the facts, Um, what else? What else? Like a lot of things in BVS and Suicide Squad, not many people enjoyed because there were too many changes and everything, and it wasn't up to their preferences. They would prefer if, say, Harley Quinn was her pre 52, wearing her pre 52 outfit and everything, and not whatever you want to call her outfit. A lot of people have called her many, many, many names. Even Margot Robbie, she would have preferred to have her pre New 52 black and red, jester outfit or something. But she still went along with it because she understood the reasoning for the changes and everything. But she would have still preferred everything. Like preference. You either you cling on to your preferences way too much and say that the movie was bad or this thing was bad because it's not up to your preferences, or just completely ignore or don't even have any preferences and just say everything they do is good. Like say say WWE at the moment. I'm going into WWE. Well, I know WWE too well. Say in WWE with the Universal Championship, lots of people hate it because it's just a copy of the WWE World Championship, but with all red, and they say the red makes it look ugly. Sure, I would have wanted them to be a little bit more original with a little bit more original with the design. And everything I would have liked to see a different design, but I still appreciate the design and I understand the design and everything, especially with WWE. A champion is not defined by the title. They're defined by their skills and their character and everything. And then, like say everybody who held the Cena spinning WWE championship, like didn't ruin their greatness. Like CM Punk holding that thing. If CM Punk is still revered as one of the best in the business, I think Daniel, who held that belt, Edge, Shawn, I think once held that belt. Randy, Triple H, like a lot of these people, their careers and their like skills and everything were not downplayed by the fact that they held that belt. So it's not about the belt. I understand that, but still, I would have wished for a different design. You get where I'm going here. Like, you shouldn't cling on to your preferences too much, but at the same time, you shouldn't just say, the Universal Championship is the greatest championship ever. I don't care what everybody says, just to feel special or whatever, just to feel special and different, and to say, oh, I have my own opinion, and blah, blah, blah. I'm entitled to my own opinion. Like, you should always try and be as neutral to things as possible, especially if you actually didn't like it. Like, BVS, you should try and be as neutral to BVS if you didn't like it as much as possible, and just try and understand it from a different aspect or a different way, you know? That's at least my thoughts. So going back on the main topic, should they reboot the DCEU? No, they shouldn't. All right, they should go on with how they do it. Probably make a couple tweaks, like Margot Robbie. She says she's gonna make the another Harley Quinn movie, which honestly I don't really know why they would make that. It's just to bank on the popularity of the character. I don't really feel like they really can do anything good with the Harley Quinn movie. Like she doesn't exactly have her own rogues gallery or anything. Well, I assume she does. Like as I said, she's pretty much like Deadpool. She can pretty much do whatever she wants. But I just feel like it wouldn't be perfect. I'm just saying it wouldn't make much sense. But of course, going back, Margot Robbie said she's gonna make a new Harley Quinn movie. Well, her own Harley Quinn movie. Um, and she'll change the outfit to suit her because as I said, she didn't like her Suicide Squad look. Like they're making little tweaks like that. Sure, everybody will like. People say BVS was too dark. Oh, they made Suicide Squad a bit lighter, and they're gonna make Justice League a bit lighter. And of course, it works with the story. They say Man of Steel they destroyed too many things. BVS they try and fix that. Sure, they may have over fixed that a little bit in BVS, but try and avoid as many problems as possible. Like they should try and think things over a lot. Like the whole thing in BVS where they try and make sure nobody dies or nothing gets destroyed or things like that. They probably would have overdone that just a little bit, and of course people would complain about that too. So you're pretty much making another thing for people to complain about while fixing something else. Like that's where they really suffer DC at the moment. But I think once Justice League comes out and once Wonder Woman comes out by next year, DC would have been will have developed themselves and would be good at that point. That's what I think. Um, so no, like a lot of people saying they should reboot it just because they didn't like Man of Steel, BVS, or Suicide Squad. If you didn't like it, try and at least think of other things beside it, or try and just think of the decision making behind it. I didn't like Lex Luthor, but I still understand it as a undeveloped, not unmatured Lex Luthor who's he's not the Lex Luthor we know and love, but he will be eventually, hopefully. I'm saying hopefully, and everything. So, just as a final topic to close off the video, the main problems with a lot of things is that people can't accept change, and the changes they do make are most of the time really, really drastic and just not good. That's why Dragon Ball Evolution the Last Airbender, Avatar: The Last Airbender. I know that got some bad reviews or something. I can't remember. I think people didn't like it. I can't actually remember. Um, yeah, I can't remember if people liked it. At least the live action one. Um, Yeah, it got a 6 on Rotten Tomatoes. You got a 6 on Rotten Tomatoes. A lot of people didn't like it and everything. That's because I'm assuming they didn't make much changes. I'm not that much of a big Avatar fan or Airbender fan or whatever they call it. Um, so it's equivalent of, say, if they made a One Piece movie, not about pirates, but something else, like making the One Piece itself, just some kind of, I don't know, some kind. Like, it may like trying to change things drastically just to fit your image, or try and change it just to seem original. Like, don't do that a lot. Like Deadpool, people love Deadpool because it was like the original version. It is like what people understand and enjoy. It's not something completely drastic. Like, that's why people didn't like Deadpool in the X-Men films, was it because it was just wasn't Deadpool. Like, try and make something, but actually make it into that thing. You know. That's my thoughts, at least. Like, don't be surprised when people complain and hate on something too much, but at the same time, people should try and think of the positives of the bit they hate. Like the Universal Championship. Um, I understand that, so they're trying to make everything seem like, don't want to make something too, like, they want to equilibrate the two, like, brands, so they don't want to change the belts drastically and have like completely different looking belts, just so you could say, oh, this one looks better than this one. I think that's what their plan was. At the same time, have it be a little bit different, to so people can differentiate them. That's my thinking. Like, you shouldn't just completely hate on something just because you think it's stupid, it's ugly, it's boring, things like that. Like, I think I can't really remember. I don't find Man of Steel really memorable. I did see it, but I think at that time, like, I wasn't really into Superman, and I honestly, I felt like the movie was a bit bland. Like, there wasn't much action. When there was, it was really late in the movie. It was just too much build up for me at that time. Like, nowadays, I can sit through a movie and actually uh, go for the build up and the boring parts, I guess you could say. I mean, I watch James Bond's movies now. I and are slightly entertained by them, so I can understand how that kind of works. So yeah, but anyways, that's it for this very long video to bring back the commentary. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Tell me your thoughts about the DCEU in the comments. And yeah, that's it for this video. Hopefully you guys enjoy it. Like, comment, and subscribe. Troll on, baby!